welcome to the IT Collab podcast. My name is Brandon Barnes, and my co-host
Nathan Taylor.
Nathan Taylor. Perfect. So today is just one of our fun episodes. We call it a grab bag.
Yeah,
Kind of an update, a grab bag of things, and we're basically talking a few things. So number one, updates on the IT Collab podcast.
yeah, absolutely. Brandon, big shout out to you. You're doing a lot of the production on the back end. So tell us what you're learning as you're digging into produce podcasts. I know multiple listeners are thinking about dipping their toe in this.
So even before we started the podcast, right? I listened to all the things to what to do, what not to do, audio quality, posting consistently, doing things. So we're trying to do that. But then there's also the things about posting they don't tell you, right? So making sure you have hashtags, make sure you tag people in your post. How do you get more traction? Because I don't even think we're posting anything really for a while. Maybe a little bit, but we're getting better at posting. We have shorts. We have, technology. We change technologies in the middle of this. So having something that helps you a little bit better, or one platform will clear the audio and mess it up, and another, or use AI to generate the audio, and the other one won't. So we took in our lumps on this one for sure. We went from basically going full audio to actually doing video now, so they get to see our beautiful faces and hair and all the things.
Yeah.
It's like you have a bad day and you're like, oh man, yeah, okay.
Yes. No, I think it's great. I mean, moving to Riverside for recording and posting has been a game changer. The quality's better. You said
Right.
The AI on kind of cleaning up the audio is just amazing.
Much better.
Yeah.
I mean, the previous one we used, I don't know if I don't want to make you mad because I still kind of use them, but it would mess up the audio constantly.
Yeah.
Make it really weird voices, or mess up the thing. So it's just been a lot less hassle doing it through Riverside for sure.
Yeah, big shout out to that product. They don't host the episodes, so we're using a different platform to host it.
Right.
And that's a learning curve because it's a complicated world of, I think it used to be you had a hosting company with an RSS feed. That was your podcast.
Yeah.
But these days when you post it to get on Google, you're posting to YouTube. To get on Spotify, you're posting to Spotify. All these platforms have their own hosting. A good hosting platform, I think you've got that mostly automated with our hosting platform.
We use podcasts on the back end to post to all the platforms, and that's a hard one too, right? Because scheduling the episodes and making sure you do all the right thing, and it's really been interesting. But I think, we'll see over time, right? Sometimes I check in and actually see if anyone's listening, but
yes,
we'll find out, because I think everyone has their own thing. I remember I went from Google Podcasts and then Spotify, and you kind of have a couple different ones you listen to that have, sometimes everyone has different episodes at different places.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. I think, we looked at Patreon, whether we want to get a little bit of the sponsorship to pay for some of the fees. It's not expensive to run this podcast, but it's, 50, 60, $70 a month or whatever we're spending between the two of us to kind of do it as a passion project. And that's fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Time is the bigger investment.
Right.
Big shout out to all the people who've joined us. Amazing people have just been willing to get on our podcast, which is just awesome. Love all the industry peers.
Absolutely. We appreciate everyone that joins us.
Yes. Yeah.
Because and they, don't forget, I think we talked about it today, right? When we interviewed someone else, and we always say this, like, especially when it's someone's first time podcasting, they think it's going to be this big scary thing, and they're like, oh, that wasn't so bad. So that's always been the most interesting piece to me, is when people do this and they realize that it's just a conversation, right? And I want to be real. We're not trying to be scripted here. I think you and I like to wing it a little bit, have some good questions, but also just kind of play by ear, and it's as if it's an authentic, real conversation.
Yeah, and I think that's what's fun is, like, for you and I think it's, this is not a paid engagement. We're not making money here. That's not the focus. It's a passion project. I have a lot of fun. These conversations are just really stimulating to me. I really enjoy it, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a great creative outlet for me. Like, you're similar. We bring different skill sets, which has worked out great. But on the same token, I would love if more people thought it was helpful and enjoyed it, to get more listeners. So for those of you listening to us, we have a LinkedIn page for the IT Collab. If you want to go follow that, like that, share that. We have a YouTube page. That's where these live videos get posted. And, whatever your podcast app is, if you can, go give us a review. Those reviews kind of get attention across the platform in the search engines. And so, if you're enjoying our podcast, go give us a review on the Apple or the Google or the Spotify platform. That goes a long ways to getting other people to see more eyeballs. And if it's worth listening to, maybe we'll get some additional people listening to it. Because we get some great guests coming up. I'm really excited about the slate of episodes we've recorded and the people we have coming in the next few weeks. So we're really hitting some great stuff.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
to change topics a little bit, a big shout out to both of our employers. I work for SourcePass. They're a large MSP that does IT services for companies from 50 to 2,500 people. And they've been very supportive of just not worrying about the time I'm spending on this during the work week, and just, liking and supporting and just getting behind it. So I'm very grateful for their support. And I know, Brandon, your company's been very supportive as well.
Yeah. A shout out to, Uncommon Solutions. I know that, we're in another MSP, right? We're co-opetition. Technically, that's how we met, right?
Yes.
And I think it's a beautiful thing, right? It's because we're here kind of helping each other creating this thing, and we work at different companies. We have different perspectives, different places. Uncommon's been great. I mean, we're kind of in the same shop. I think we service closer to the 20 to 200, but we also work in the mid space a lot, and that's kind of our deal. Doing some boutique, specialized migrations and mergers and all that fun stuff. But just adding that personal touch to it, because that's what we do. Shout out to all of them, and obviously SourcePass for supporting you in this. I think it's great, and I hope they continue to support us, because this is it's almost like therapy in some way, right? Like we get a vent.
Yes. You get to nerd out.
This is therapy to us, right?
Fair enough. Well, Brandon, then what do you do for Uncommon Solutions? That's something we haven't talked about in the podcast.
Oh,
What's your day job?
Oh, geez. My day job consists of about 30 things. I'm technically it's an interesting title, right? It's practice manager of MSP and, managed services. And really I just came back in to really lead everything from the sales side to the business side. So I really connect the dots, and I've had to answer this question a lot. And I actually tie in and make sure that we're delivering what we're selling, and not to mention marketing.
Yes.
So on top of this, learning all these things, I have learned marketing like nobody's business. So we talked about my wife's business in a previous episode, marketing for her, marketing from Common. So marketing is a huge thing. I know that you're the owner of Machine Logic, or he's like the marketing guru, right? So
Sure.
maybe we could eventually have him on and talk about marketing.
Oh, that's a great topic. I love it.
What are you doing over there at SourcePass, Nathan?
Yeah, I recently moved into a new role where I'm managing a division that's focused on Microsoft product resale and professional services. So we have a company we acquired recently, and just a firm that just does a lot of really crazy Microsoft projects and resale. So often for a little larger customers, doing migrations, that sort of thing. But I'm in more of a leadership role, kind of helping restructure things and keep things moving in the right direction, which has been a lot of fun. Great people over there, and I'm having a ball. So it's exciting to get to exercise different skills as you change different roles. I mean, I love hearing about your role, where you're touching so many things, but learning something new with marketing.
It's I mean, here I am when I need to step in and direct the team. The IT team. I do, right, because I want to make sure that we're delivering quality stuff. So, but at the same time, when I'm doing marketing, and sales, and I could have told you 6 years ago, no way.
Yeah.
So doing the sales training, doing all the things, doing the marketing training, doing all, it's been just crazy.
That's amazing.
It's what I love about it is it's something new, and actually I probably enjoy it a bit more, right? Just trying to create and get people engaged. And so this is another piece, and I don't do this because I'm doing marketing. I'm doing this because it's a little different, but I guess tends to be a piece of the marketing, I guess, sometimes. We'll see. But I'm not sure if it's really gained any of that, but it's something out there. Get our name out there.
Yeah. I know when I hired on with Dan at Machine Logic 10 years ago, I said, hey, I'll come work for you, but don't you ever take away my ability to go be on site with customers and turn the wrench. That's who I am.
That's who. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I would. I 100%. I know what you're talking about.
yes,
Don't stick me in this office forever because I want to see the
yes,
customer.
yes. And now I'm, I don't turn the wrench. I can't tell you the last time I logged into RMM or a 365 admin portal. I'm, leading teams and helping organize, strategic vision and solving problems. And I love it. But it's very interesting how, your career changes over time as you learn new skills and have
Yeah,
new needs. And it's great because it's very rewarding and reinvigorating to do new challenges. So
absolutely, man. I mean, and your company's shifted and changed over time too, right?
oh yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, obviously it was machine logic and migrated into
Hmm.
Sourcepass. And it's just kind of all those changes. I mean, times everything shifts and morphs, right? So that's
Yeah,
pretty.
no question. That's part of why we love IT, right?
Yeah,
Technology is just always changing. The stuff we're doing today, we're not doing migrations from Exchange servers to Office 365 like we used to. It just doesn't
yeah.
exist. So
Or
it's
trying to get
great.
everyone from Windows 7 to Windows 10.
Deploy, Deploying small business servers. You remember those
Oh,
days when that
oh
was
my
all we
God.
did?
Oh, yes. Nonstop.
Nonstop. Oh
Uh,
yeah, those are the
uh,
days.
I did not like, man, that caused more headaches than not
Oh
to me.
man. Oh man.
My email's not
Those are the
working.
days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's change topics again. So fun to just kind of jump into lots of stuff. We have lots of stuff we're interested in. All right, so let's talk about AI.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a topic we've talked about a lot, but we're recording this in early November. It'll be released probably in a month, so this is probably landing in sometime in December. We're a little ahead on that with the holidays coming up, but um, Apple just finally released a bunch of their AI features to Mac OS X and iOS. I'll complain that I can't run it on my iPhone 14 Pro Max one more time, but I won't go back to that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you've had a lot of AI on your phone because you're an Android user, so we can circle
Yep.
back to that. But
Gemini.
similarly, I have my hands on a Microsoft Surface Copilot Plus ARM-based PC that has all these new amazing AI features.
Well, Nathan, tell me what it does.
Well,
We're not getting spiss on this or anything. I want to know,
no,
like, seriously, like, I'm looking on Adele, I'm logging on these places. What does that offer?
I mean, I'm going to be honest on both fronts.
Yep.
It's underwhelming. It's my
Ooh,
feeling. On the Mac, it's like very similar to the Copilot Plus PC. If you're a creative person and you're editing photos or videos, there's a lot of functionality where the photo editor has ability to use those GPUs to do the AI locally.
right.
Um, maybe the video editor kind of stuff, the content creation side. That's about all you can access. Oh, and it does a lot of stuff in videos. So if you want to have reactions on a call, you can see
Yeah.
teams going, hey, you smiled. I'll put a smiley face over you. Okay, you did a thumbs up. I'll do virtual thumbs up. That's all AI. Um, but so far, I would say the functionality in both platforms on the Mac and the PC side is underwhelming because I think they're still trying to figure out how to make it land. Now, Microsoft keeps delaying the recall feature, which I will get into the security side of.
What's the recall feature?
It's the idea that this Copilot Plus PC is going to pay attention to all the things you're doing and allow you to go back and query it and say, hey, I was chatting with Brandon about a podcast episode about puppies. When was that? And what do we talk about? And it will be smart enough to go, oh, yeah, you were chatting in Signal
Yeah.
about puppies. And here's the date and here's what it was. But that is full of security holes, as you can imagine. And every time Microsoft gets close to releasing it, they go, we're going to slow down because we found a
Mm,
new security
yeah.
wrinkle. I mean, on the,
Is it on pre-release? Because I know you're pretty tight with Microsoft. Is it pre-release yet?
well, but I don't run pre-release software because I have to produce things, right? I have a job. I can't deal with buggy stuff. So you won't find me on betas. That's not
No,
how I
no,
live.
no. Okay. All
No.
right. Just check in. Just
Yeah, that
check
was a good
in.
question. I think it is available in some of the pre-release stuff.
All right.
I'd say the same was true on the Mac side. Like it's like there's some really cool video and photo editing capabilities that are coming that are amazing if that's a thing you do. It
Yep.
does some interesting AI in like your chats. Like when you're texting people, I'm noticing it's suggesting more intuitive responses. Um, But I've yet to hit, and I've talked to a couple of people, nobody's seen the wow feature of either of these operating systems AI integration. And I don't mean to be negative, but just to me, it's always interesting to see. And we've talked about how AI is a game changer in PowerPoint or in Teams or in a meeting. But on an OS, it seems like we're still trying to find that spot where it really drives some amazing experience. Now, you've had Gemini for a while on your phone. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah. Honestly, I don't really. I think what the biggest change for me is using AI, and we've had this conversation many times, but I'm going to say it again. I'm changing how I Google.
Right.
So it's more like, how do I AI? So I stopped. I did it the other day. I got onto Google and I'm trying to Google something, and it's like, I found these websites for you, and I'm like, now I have to dig through these websites to find what I'm looking for, and if that's not it, I have to research or Google. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to go back to Copilot. And so on my phone, it's the same thing, because then it gives me a list of sites and it tells me a synopsis of each one and what it includes based off of my search criteria, which is not like Google. It's way more in depth and actually gives me answers in there. If you notice on the Chrome browser, when you use it, or on mine, it's the Gemini. Every time I do a search, it's right there.
I know.
Right. So
And it's a game changer for me.
It's so if I Google on my phone,
Yes.
So, and same thing with Chrome. Like I'm my personal life is Google, right?
Sure.
I'm not, just kidding. If anyone's trying to hack me, just kidding. I'm Apple, but, but really the whole point is, I just like having it. It's there. So
Yeah.
I would say maybe I'm just not even like, because I Googled something on a regular browser that didn't have Gemini or my new features on it. And I was like, ew, Copilot. And then on my phone, I didn't even see it because it's just there already, and it just integrated automatically. So I think Google's doing a little bit smarter and not just like, they're just like, oh, look, it's already here. But instead of Google on my, like a Google chat on my phone, I put the Gemini thing.
Yeah. That's really interesting. So sorry, Microsoft, but I hate Bing. I hate it with the passion of 1,000 dying suns. I just can't stand it.
It doesn't find good stuff.
It doesn't work right. It just,
No.
and that may be 20 years of Googling. I literally did my engineering job for years.
Googling.
I was a good Googler. That was my skill set. That was what I was good at, right? And I can't do it on Bing.
You can't.
But
it's
I will say Copilot's amazing in its response. ChatGPT as a search engine is great when I use that. But I'm with you. I still have the muscle memory of going to Google, and I love the AI search results at the top of the page. It just starts with the Gemini results. And you're like, oh, you've already summarized 3 or 4 of the results that I would have to go summarize for myself. Oh, this is the one I want. You go click on the link and then you're on the website. It's
almost like Google's integrating it without you even thinking about it.
Correct. Which is
lovely. That's the catch, right? Because it'll say Gemini's answer. That's it's pretty. And honestly, the answers on Gemini have been pretty good because
I'm impressed.
Google. Yeah,
and I've been helping them with the technical project and asking technical questions. It gets to the meat potatoes quickly. It's incredible. And
can you download Gemini to an Apple?
I don't know if they have a Gemini agent for a Mac. I don't know. I'm guessing.
Well, I bet you they do. I mean, Google does play well on the app. I just can't download on the Google devices. You can't download, all the Google apps. So I can't FaceTime anyone.
They do have a.
Yeah. Give it a shot. So I challenge you. To a duel. I challenge you to not use Google on your phone. I challenge you to use Gemini.
I love it. Well, I'm going to put Gemini, Copilot, and ChatGPT on my machine, and I'm going to start trying on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm going to start searching with those, because there's a lot of just like, you're sitting at the couch going, man, I wonder about this. And you Google something, right? I do that a lot.
Right.
I'm going to start using those 3 tools. I've been copiloting that a lot lately. I do ChatGPT here and there because it's got interesting results. So we'll do a dueling AI test and kind of see what we learned from that.
We should. Next time we'll do that. We'll put on we can even share a screen, see what happens.
That might be fun. Yeah, maybe we can build an episode there where we start to talk about like real world, what's the difference.
What does Apple say versus Gemini versus Copilot?
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Well, and it's interesting because I think a lot of it depends on context. I've talked to a lot of people who do a lot of coding, and they're like, Copilot's great, But if I need help with my code, nobody's better than ChatGPT. Copilot's terrible. Even though
Really,
they're supposedly running GPT 4.0,
it's different.
whatever, it's different. And I've heard that consistently, that's a big deal. So
We'll have to, maybe we have like a coder on it for one of the episodes and do it, see what happens.
yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
idea. Really interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
That's all we got for
cool.
today, right? I mean,
I think that's about it. I think that's the
that's our
bag of
grab bag.
questions we wanted to
Yeah.
dig into.
Updates, see what's going
Yes.
on. It's snowing outside. Kids
Yep,
no school all week, pretty much.
First snow of the year, and it's crazy, man. It's dumping. So,
It is.
yeah. All right. Well, Brandon, always fun to chat. Hey, those of you who lasted this long through the episode, thanks for listening. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate y'all. Christina, I hear you saying, stop saying guys. Yep, I hear you.
Y'all. Thank you all.
Yes.
Yeah, and seriously, thank you for all your support. And more things to come. We're always going to try and change. We're going to try and make this better because we're kind of enjoying this. So if you can, leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Maybe a topic you want to talk about. Maybe recommend someone we can talk to. So don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let us know. And we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thanks, Brandon.
See you, Nathan.